Anytime.
All right, I'd like you all to close your eyes for a second and imagine this scene. You're in the middle of the woods. It's winter. The year is 1206. The wind stings your face as you trek through snow up to your waist. You have hide from animals on your back to keep you warm. What I'm picturing for you is a Viking traveling through the Norwegian forest, attacking the castle at Lillehammer. Now this is significant because in this attack, the king of Lillehammer was killed, and his only son, an 18-month-old baby, was rescued by two Birkebeiner skiers. They're called Birkebeiner skiers because they wear birch bark leggings so that they can trek through this snow. Now these guys trekked 54 kilometers, which is 36 miles, through dense forest with no trails. All right. Years later, the prince, after being rescued, actually took power and became the king himself, and lasted his whole life pretty much ruling the territory he was at in Northern Europe. A mere 726 years later, a man decided to honor this story by establishing the first Birkebeiner race in Norway. And that race goes from Rena, Norway, to Lillehammer. Now let's fast forward 41 years later, and it's winter again. But now picture yourself in northern Wisconsin, Hayward to be specific. The late great Tony Wise had a desire to put Hayward on the map. And so what he did, he heard of this story, and he said, we should do that here. So we got 32 men and 1 woman from northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and they went for 50K. It wasn't the full 54K, but they did it, and at this time they did not know they would do it a second year, or 27, 37, 47 years into the future. So these people, this is the first Birkebeiner. Tony Wise, after the first Birkebeiner, had this other great idea. With all these people that are coming, we're gonna need somewhere to house them. So he got the sponsors, one by one, to build Telemark Resort in Cable, Wisconsin. Years later, 3 or 4 years later, he didn't make enough money, unfortunately, and had to sell Telemark Resort. Little did he know, though, years after that, in 2000, or in 1999, it actually filed for bankruptcy. I'm not sure how, because there are thousands of skiers that stay here every February for the Birkebeiner. Soon after, in 2000, it was actually the first year the Birkebeiner was canceled due to warm weather, which gave sponsors a year to get Telemark back up on its feet. And so Telemark today, if you can see it, this is stores. We've got the main lodge, and all the way back here is housing. It can hold 15,000 people or more comfortably. Last year was the record amount of skiers in the Birkie. There was 11,000 plus skiers, and there was over 20,000 spectators. But this history, I can just tell you, you can take it at face value. I would like to tell you what the Birkie means to me personally. I grew up in Hayward, and Tony Wise is actually my best friend's grandfather. So I heard these stories, straight from the horse's mouth. So imagine Hayward, a town of 4,000 people, suddenly swamped with over 10,000 people. Roads are closed, traffic jams 2 stoplights back. And actually my family, we rent out one of our houses to skiers from all across the world. Last year we had 15 skiers from Norway, Sweden, Estonia, Russia. A lot of them didn't even speak English, and they're there for a week or 2. Just a lot of fun, really. My house is when the Berkey starts in Cable and ends in Hayward on Main Street. You have to cross Lake Hayward to get to Main Street. My backyard, my dock, is the ski trail. And so I would spend my Februaries sitting in my hot tub, watching skiers go by in negative 10-degree weather. Some remarkable finishes, just a beautiful sport. Waiting in Hayward, Main Street, one man comes down. He stops, grabs his infant baby, and crosses the finish line. First place, that was 2 years ago. It was awesome. Year before that, there was 2 men from Norway who held hands as they crossed the finish line. And all of Hayward, thousands of people are cheering for him. So, although you may look at the Birkebeiner as a mere race, possibly even the longest race in North America, you should know that there's a much longer story towards the culture of the race from now on and the years to come.